Well, hello, welcome to Tarot to a T. Today we're going to do a March 2023 reading for the sign of Leo. If this is the first time to my channel, welcome. And if you are returning, a warm welcome back. An appreciation if you are a subscriber and or a donator to my... Sorry, I was distracted there for a second. Talking in slow motion. To my Buy Me a Coffee account, which is like a virtual tip jar. I will go over how to access that at the end of the video. So today's message for Leo, we're going to open up a general inquiry, which has already started. It's already in progress, so let's just go with the flow here. And cards of advice coming out pretty quick today. Sometimes I feel like I have to really be patient and finagle. Sometimes they come out snappy. This is the snappy one. I'll take them. Sometimes I can't do that many, but feeling that one in my bones. Okay, here we go. So you're starting off with two cards here, Leo. You have the Eight of Spades and the Seven of Hearts. Some kind of disappointment in a work situation. Boy, I just did a reading, I think for Aquarius, where there was a bad work situation. Kind of the same theme. Something not going well. I don't know necessarily that you've left this job situation. That's what I'm trying to feel out here. Because the Eight of Spades talks about stress happening on all kinds of levels. Mentally, physically, emotionally. But the Seven of Hearts is pain around that. So that indicates to me that you possibly have not left this work situation. But I will tell you the Eight of Spades is warning you that some pressure needs to be relieved here. The stress needs to be relieved. I always kind of envision it as a pressure valve, you know, like in plumbing, and that valve, I don't know if you've ever seen like in a movie, I always picture like a valve bursting and all the water is just spewing out at a very high rate because it's under all this pressure. That's kind of what I envision with that Eight of Spades energy. You could be overworked, you could be putting in a lot of hours, or they're just asking way too much of you, or maybe the job is just physically and mentally is overwhelming for you. It's just not something that's compatible with you, you know. The Nine of Diamonds, though, it looks like some kind of completion here occurred where you received some kind of stimulus money in the form of, I mean, I definitely think it's monetary. I don't think it's symbolic. Interesting. So, you know what I'm picking up is this hard work, no matter how painful it is, it's paying off for you in some way. I just had to kind of formulate my thought there. The stimulus check, okay? So that's about taking care of things that have been neglected, catching up on bills, being able to pay off debt. So that's perhaps where you're trapped in this situation. You're like stuck on that ability there. Yeah. To take care of things financially. You can kind of see it as a kind of vicious cycle, like an addiction. You know it's not good for you, but it's paying off for you. And look at this, we also have the Six of Diamonds, which means if you stay in this mode, you're going to continue to have options and opportunities to take financial responsibility in other areas of your life. That's what the Six of Diamonds talks about. More opportunities, more doors opening for you. Three of Diamonds, yes, you have confusion around money and finances. Yeah, you're being pulled in two different directions. What did I just say? You're being pulled between, this is taxing, this is damn hard. Some days you wonder if you can keep doing it. But look what you have here. This is like the classic example of someone who's in a job, a high-paying, stressful job, and they can't walk away from it because of the financial abundance that comes with it, but there's a price to be paid, and I think that's what you're learning here. Jack of Hearts, you do have your heart open. You do have your heart open. Perhaps that's why you're feeling this disappointment and pain around the Seven of Hearts, because that is the broken heart card. Because when we have our heart open, we also have this vulnerability that comes along with that. So in terms of work, I mean, I think you're the kind of person who can't say no. And therefore, that's where the pain comes in, and that's where the openness kind of doesn't work in your favor, because you can't say no. It's also water energy, by the way. That's Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. Just thought I'd mention that. The Five of Spades. You perhaps did walk away from this situation. This is the breakup card, or you're about to. March 2023. That's what we're looking at. Time is not linear, and these readings may or may not pertain to what's happening at the moment. They may be on the near future, though. Yeah, this is about changes happening where you're breaking yourself off, sometimes from a person, but also it obviously can pertain to a situation in general. And if we are talking about career here, I mean, the other way you can look at it is you're breaking yourself off from yourself because you're allowing yourself to be hurt and used. Actually, I'm getting another interpretation behind that. For some people that haven't walked away from this situation, it's like you've left yourself behind. And you desire to be on the same page with somebody. You desire this closeness and companionship. This can also be interpreted as needing a shoulder to lean on, support. Especially if you're single and you're not involved in a partnership of some sort. This could be like that lonely road of putting all of your effort and energy into a career or a work situation. And while you're reaping the rewards here, and the opportunities never end, right? You're desiring your emotional fulfillment, because I think that's lacking, especially with this pain and the Seven of Hearts. It could also be what's involved with this confusion around money, being pulled in two different directions. It's like, again, I'm sensing somebody who's more or less addicted to the financial abundance, but they're also knowing that they don't really like what they're doing. They don't like the situation they're in. Some truth is going to be revealed here, and I think, what I'm picking up? I'm picking up very clearly a combination of the several things I just said a minute ago. You're going to come to this realization that you have to walk away from this, because your heart is more important. Leo, they always talk about Leo ruling from the heart. They're not this egocentric, selfish sign that some people, I think, have a misconception about. I'm not saying everybody. I'm not going to put everybody in that category. But they actually rule from the heart, and that's where they can give themselves too much and get hurt. I'm a Leo. So I'll just say, I know where that comes from. It's like you give and give and give. And that, again, I could pick it up. I have no nails. I'm a guitar player, so I cut my nails. It's about having your heart open to everything and everyone, to an extent. Not everybody, not everybody under the sun, depending on how social you are. I'm not a particularly social person, so I don't have my heart open to the whole world. I do have boundaries, but in those situations where you've invested yourself, such as a job situation that you've stuck with for a while, this is the role you take. You're like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. Giving yourself, perhaps breaking off from your own emotional needs. But I think you're going to come to this epiphany, the truth that's going to come out. Or maybe it's just as simple as you expressing to your employer, your supervisor, whatever the situation is, that you're having a hard time and you can't do this anymore, or it's coming to that point. What else can you tell me about Leo's situation for March 2023? Ah. Okay. King wanted to come out really, really strongly there. This King of Hearts energy is, again, water energy. It's all about emotions. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. This is a very controlling and powerful energy as well. This is, in a context, it's fatherly energy. So it's that loving, firm guidance of a father. Doesn't mean you have a father around you. This could be your supervisor. You could see your employer, your supervisor, somebody you work with closely who's over you, kind of being in this role. They're very compassionate. So they're perhaps capable of seeing your side of things. This could also be you when it's not the sign of the card. It's about the emotional dominance. And so this could be you taking control of your emotions and saying, this is too much. And you could be on I kind of see you on the precipice again of having a realization, those hidden truths coming out that you need to take control. Because this is becoming too much. I think we all have a breaking point. Leo definitely has a breaking point that is recognized, and then we have to follow our heart, right? Let's go ahead and look at your cards of advice. New start. Excellent. Excellent to see that up here. If you're not already on a new start, this is encouraging you to learn new skills, gather new information, some kind of maybe education, maybe a certification, or just learning about something totally new that you want to pursue. And it probably does have to do with work. Another new start. Good grief. This is also the Tower card. That's why I had to stop there for a second. Wow. Okay, so Tower cards. I think those of us who watch tarot a lot know what the Tower is about. It's about that structure having to come down because it's not serving you anymore, or there's some weakness about it. But you're rebuilding on a solid foundation. And so, the most diplomatic way to view that Tower is rebirth. It's about rebirthing, but I see the message of when this comes out in your advice is to let the Tower fall. As simple as that. I have seen it a couple of times since I've been doing readings in the past couple of years. And when I see it that way, it's like, yeah, let the Tower fall. Just let it go. Let it crumble. 7 of clubs, 6 of clubs, and 4 of diamonds. 4 of diamonds, I'll start with that. Talks about stability and security in the home and some kind of windfall. The 6 of clubs, now these are all kind of giving me a message together, so bear with me a second. The 6 of clubs is about personal growth, opportunities with personal growth, paths opening themselves up to you. And the 7 of clubs, just give me a second here to take this in, because the 7 of clubs is about feeling like a prisoner. I'm just going to blurt it out. I'm almost seeing that you feel like you're trapped. Money traps you in some way. Finances trap you. I think it actually coincides very nicely with what I was saying in the beginning about a person who's trying to decide between following their heart and really enjoying the rewards they're getting, the financial rewards they're receiving, despite it, not being healthy for you. Right? So there's feeling trapped, confinement, and the 7 of clubs, I will tell you the truth about it. It's about needing to get out, and it's kind of a desperate it becomes like a desperate situation where you have no choice. You have to get out. And the Four of Diamonds is like that windfall. And that Six of Clubs sitting in the middle is about personal growth. It's about coming to that realization that you have to let this go. This abundance over here that you're enjoying, at least on this level. It's not about, giving it all up and going living in the woods or being homeless. It's just whatever attachment you have to it. Yeah, talk about Buddhist or spiritual meanings behind this. The attachment you have to this abundance. You're being asked to step away from it because it's become a trap. And it's not necessarily your fault. It's just it's the way society works. It's the way we are raised to be focused on this Four of Diamonds. I will tell you also the Four of Diamonds, just as a side note, also warns about overspending. So again, I see that as the personal growth that needs to happen here, because this is your advice, will get you out of this feeling trapped. And not being attached to that level of abundance. Let's just put it that way. I'm not going to ask you to walk away from everything material, because that's pretty difficult for most people to even contemplate that. It would certainly be cultural shock, right? I mean, if you're forced to, that's different. But this is like again, I mean, do you see the significance of the tower falling? The personal growth that requires you to detach yourself from the situation you feel trapped in. And it's all around material wealth. And the Five of Hearts, separation. Probably didn't want to hear this message. Physical separation. Not sure what that would mean for everybody. I don't know if it means letting go of a living situation that you can't sustain anymore, because when you walk away from this, all of this abundance, you're going to have to simplify things, dumb it down. But it is going to be something that affects you emotionally. This isn't necessarily about walking away from a person. In some contexts it is, but I don't see that in here. We're not talking about relationship. We're talking about a relationship to money. We're talking about a relationship to your health and your job situation. And you're being very, very firmly nudged on these new starts. Wow. Okay, so more cards of advice before we close this reading out, please. Eight of Diamonds. Solo effort. Solo effort's taking on I mean, it could be opening up like a business or starting not like opening up a shop, but starting a business of some sort. But it's also about taking some kind of initiative on your own. It's the entrepreneurial card. There's energy behind it that talks about but putting in time and effort and energy into something and reaping rewards. Not necessarily saying that you're going to become wealthier, but you are going to have abundance as a result, because if you are breaking yourself off from material things, I mean, how strange is that? You could actually become wealthier. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Just because your lifestyle will change, especially if you have to physically separate from a standard of living. But that's about actually things improving again. It's like, the squared. Like, here's improvement, and that's improvement squared with Eight of Diamonds. I mean, that's a mind-blowing concept that by walking away you would become actually more abundant. But that's very possible what this is saying. You don't trust the process, though. This is air energy, but I think this is about you. This is that air sign, the Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. that you don't, well, you do trust them on the outside, but underneath they have something going on. But when it pertains to you, when you embody this is about being distrustful of others, being suspicious. So I think all along, because I think your last reading kind of talked about you walking away from material things. I don't know if it spelled it out quite like this. It was your last reading from me. And if you would like to review that, the playlist will pop up here in a second at the end of the video. But you can also go to my channel and look at that. But you're clearly suspicious of that message, and it's being kind of spelled out again. That whatever work situation you're in is not good for you. And it's just, I think it's just about coming home to that and realizing that you have to make a change, which is not easy. Not easy, but this is all part of your destiny. I'm laughing because it's so perfect. It's all part of your destiny and your fate. And when you walk through this door, it opens up more opportunities for you. With the sixes always talk about new opportunities. We saw that back here with the financial opportunities that are coming your way and that are promised to you. If you follow this path of letting the tower fall and not being trapped by I'm hearing, how do you phrase this? I'm hearing being hypnotized by the sparkling jewels of success, for example. If that's a trap, and it's gonna take a amount of personal growth to recognize this truth. But it seems to be the key is, I know I'm kind of wrapping this up, but I am feeling pulled to end the reading and kind of wrap this up. It's all about taking control of your emotions and your relationship to finance and money and material abundance. And it's all part of your destiny here to learn this lesson. But you're having a little bit of resistance because you don't trust this process. And it is a very difficult concept to wrap your head around. I mean, I'm sitting here actually myself going, wow, I'm really going to have to think about this for myself when the reading's over. Because this isn't about me, but I know that last reading kind of was along the same lines as what I'm seeing here. So if you enjoyed this reading and you would like to see when the next reading comes out, I have finished here, by the way. Go ahead and hit subscribe, notifications. If you would like to make a donation to my virtual tip jar, that link can be found in the bottom of the description box. You can copy and paste that into your browser and it takes you right there. It's really simple. And I appreciate that in advance if you're able to do that. And I will see you again, Leo, very soon. And take care until I do.